10 wins by knockout, 5 submissions, 11 decisions. Just how good is Robert Whittaker? You like strikers, I like strikers. I think it's safe to say Robert Whittaker may be one of the cleanest, most easily digestible striking styles you can ever have the privilege of watching in modern day MMA. His heavy hands paired with fleet foot karate make his style truly unique and stand out amongst other kickboxers in the UFC. Rob is phenomenal at the point battle, but gets ahead with smart blitzes. Then he can go back to coasting with his footwork out at range. Rob also possesses a signature head kick that he finds a way to land in almost every fight. Never a boring fight from Rob. Never any foul play or trash talking. If you aren't already a fan of his, you will be by the end of this video. From a struggling welterweight back in 2014, Rob found new life up a weight class at 185, which kept him at a speed advantage but without leaving him small or lacking power. What soon followed was a win streak of striking masterclasses and led him to the final boss at the time, Yoel Romero. A man so jacked his muscles have muscles, and it's near impossible to inflict any damage, let alone knock him out. Rob dug very deep in these two bouts against Yoel, and the two gave us a total of 50 minutes of beautiful destruction. 2 5-round championship bouts that both went the distance, and Rob won them both. Although the rematch was quite controversial, as he won on points but was seriously hurt and taken down throughout the fight. Even after a successful rise and title capture, he was KO'd by Adesanya and then battered by the now champion Dricus du Plessis. But Rob still maintains his rank as a top-level athlete and isn't going anywhere. His come-up can't be forgotten about, and I highly recommend every one of his fights. Even if he doesn't land a finish, I find his footwork style and overall presence a joy to watch. He has a crazy amount of grit, going 5 rounds all the time, and even fighting through a title bout on one working leg. And an ungodly amount of adrenaline too, I'm sure. Robert Whittaker has also spent a good portion of time doing community service and claims a larger goal of his is to be a role model to the young men of today. Rob has not only entertained me throughout his career with his knockouts, but enlightened us all with his positivity and the manner in which he carries himself. I envy this man. 4 children, and he's sponsored by massive video game studios Bethesda. He's a brand promoter and creates promotional content for some of the biggest games of today. Let me be you, please. He's set to face the surging one champion Reiner de Ritter, and I'm fairly confident in Rob winning this one, knowing his lengthy resume against world-class opposition. While both are former champions, this will be Rob's 24th UFC fight, and Reiner's 4th. Take that as you will, of course. They don't get much better than Rob Whittaker in this sport, so let's not wait any longer and find out the truth about just how good he really is. Robert Whittaker, when Rugby Hulk meets karate mastery and becomes the ultimate weapon. Strike accuracy, 43%. Not bad at all considering how long Rob's been in the company. I think 12 years? Strikes landed per minute, 4.5. Great output. Strikes absorbed per minute, 3.4. Takedown average of 0.8. Takedowns were used exclusively in his game plan against Adesanya and Gastelum. Submission average, 0. Funny. Takedown accuracy, 38%. Strike defense, 60%. Love it at the higher weight classes. Rob's defense is a lot more movement-based opposed to just blocking, which is always a good sign. Takedown defense is a strong 81%. Rob has always been great at evading the ground. Knockdown average, 0.5. And an average fight time of 13 minutes, 5 seconds. With a career full of main events and title bouts, this is pretty short considering Rob has been to the 5th round on 5 separate occasions. Strengths are high agility, fast kicks, great takedown defense. Weaknesses are weak BJJ and a fading chin. Best performance of Rob's is sleeping Ikram Aliskerov in Saudi Arabia. Tempting not to put his win over Yoel Romero here, considering he fought through a blown-out leg, but a bounce-back KO over a Dagestani prospect takes the cake. Ikram Aliskerov came into this fight with a stupid amount of hype from being a multi-time gold medal Sambo champion, but the experience gap here was crazy work, and he had no idea the level of striker he was dealing with. I vividly remember my reaction when I saw Rob Whittaker open as a slight underdog against Ikram, and my blood began to boil. This took place in Saudi Arabia, and I know it's the rule of enemy territory, and Ikram got a lot of cheers, but show some damn respect to Whittaker, man. Are you kidding me? One of the nicest guys in the sport with the cleanest track record, and I can hear boos in that crowd. Sports fans in general have short memories, but do your homework and give these people your utmost admiration. Maybe that's just me because I'm a super fan, but this happens all the time, even in America. Fight's on, and Whittaker catches Ikram pulling a kick and counters with a straight right. Then he delivered one of the best kill shots in recent UFC history with a jab rear uppercut combo. He does a lot of his best work with his hands low, which is risky business in MMA, but Rob has always made this work with his swift footwork and athleticism. Nasty work. Round 1 KO for Bobby Knuckles. Most fun, all of his fights. I understand that I'm a certain type of fan, so I genuinely find every single fight fun to witness and analyze. That's not a brag, it's a curse. And a cry for help. But pick any Whittaker fight, they don't disappoint. Tavares, Brunson, Till, Izzy, or Ikram. Take your pick. I'm pretty critical about fighters in general, as you can tell by my analysis content, and my belief that the truth deserves to be spoken about such a rough sport like MMA. Fighting is special because you don't follow a team. Find a few fighters you like, and leave it at that. Support a style that you respect, and don't diss any others. Show respect. And don't be that guy who is only a fan of the fighters who win. Nobody likes that shit. Watch and support who resonates with you and a style you can actually understand. Robert Whittaker's style is fleet-footed karate with polished kickboxing fundamentals. Pure strikers need to be cherished for what they do in this sport, because the truth is, it's not always the safest path to victory. Why do you think half of the greatest of all time spend the majority of the fight taking people down? Because it's safe and smart. Rob was a guy who took his style to the top of the sport looking for knockouts. You won't find a fight where he's looking to stall or bank control time, which is why he's always been a personal fan favorite of mine. Simple as. Watch any of his fights, and you will get your money's worth. As for the Reinier de Ridder matchup on July 26th, we will see Whittaker at a size disadvantage, which shouldn't prove too difficult to surpass. Reinier de Ridder is very imposing, and I like his clinch and chokes, but his stand-up is pretty basic, and he's going to be at a speed disadvantage. People will look at Rob's last fight where he got his jaw cranked by Hamzat, but that's Hamzat, a heat-seeking missile in the first round who gets everybody down and kills everyone. Whittaker isn't going to be a victim like Bo Nickel and get peppered up against the cage. They are worlds apart when it comes to experience, striking, cardio, and grit. I trust the takedown defense here of Rob, and I think he wins, but I just don't have my mind set on method of victory just yet. If you want a bit more insight into Reinier de Ridder, I do have a video of him on the channel. I know you guys have been asking for the Rob video for a while now, so I'm happy to deliver. I'm trying to put out content that serves both the new age casuals and you hardcores out there. I consider all your recommendations, but sometimes a certain fighter just needs promotion and I have to be the one to speak on them. It is what it is. Either way, thank you for watching. We got big pay-per-views on the way. Don't miss the fights, don't miss the breakdowns. Until next time.
I'm done now. I can just go upstairs and go back to doing what I was doing before. Just hardcore masturbating.